Today I want to give you a bit of a rundown on Prawn Star so you've got some hot tips to catch more fish on your next Prawn Star fishing adventure. I'll show you the rigging first. We run the line through the hole in the front of the head. It runs through the eye in the underbody and we tie it off to the tail hook. One of the secrets here is to just take that hook out, run your line through, tie your hook off. Cut off our end and we sneak it back down. So basically run it back to here, run that hook back into place. And that's one of the beautiful things about the Prawn Star. The hooks are designed to actually locate into their locators. They also come out, so if you get hit with a fish, the hook pulls away with the fish and they're not sitting there left chewing on the Prawn Star. The other thing you'll notice is that we've got adjustable weights. The weights are there to do two things. One is to allow for sink of the lure, and it gives you some extra weight for casting. One of the big advantages is you can actually unclip a weight. So if I just get in there, I can unclip a weight. Beautiful thing is that slowed my sink down. I can cast into the same snag and pretty much half the rate of sink, so it slows it down so you've got more time in the strike zone. When I'm casting into deeper water or running into a stronger current, I use both weights so I've got extra casting distance and the extra weight to get down into amongst the structure. Clip that back in, I locate my hooks into place. Alright, let's give Prawn Star a crack and get into a few fish. One last pointer, it's got these planers on the front. Some people get so wrapped up in the flicking of the Prawn Star, hold back on the flicking, work on the glide. It's the glide in the water that is the real secret with the Prawn Star. Slow sinking glide, twitch, predatory escape response, off we go again, into the fish. Alright, let's get in the water and show you what it's all about. What a thumper! What a beautiful fish that is, look at that. Alrighty. Just got a small snags in front of us here. Casting into the snags, little twitch, slow sink. Now what I'm really trying to do here is to get the Prawn Star to be the bait, to be a real live shrimp in the water. Alright, so let's get it into the water again, into the snags. Little twitch, little twitch, little twitch. Sinking down into the snags, little twitch again. It's that easy with Prawn Star. You can actually get right in amongst the structure, and the beauty of that is predatory fish normally hang around structure because that's where the bait is, and it's where it's a point they can use for ambush to target the bait that's coming past. So get your casting down pat, get down into the snags.
Big Jack, Big Jack. You want me to net it, Keith? Oh! Get it back. What's that doing right
now? Now the technique we're using here is a jigging action, a flick jigging action. I get my Prawn Star in there. I just want to let it sink into the lure and just make it work like a real live shrimp. Now a real live shrimp doesn't just flick around everywhere. It glides in the water, and then when it's stressed by a predatory fish, it flicks. And it'll flick to escape from the predatory fish. So don't spend the whole time just flick, flick, flick. Work on casting in, let it sink, slow glide, and retrieve. Whoop. Let it glide into the base of the snag, flick, flick, slowly work it out. Now in terms of actually creating that flicking action, a couple of pointers. Basically it works better generally with a nice high modulus carbon fibre rod. I'm using live fibres, I've been using them for years. They're a great Australian outfit, definitely worth getting a piece of. Get your cast in there. To get that flick, drop your rod tip, give it a twitch. Drop your rod tip, give it a twitch. It's that easy. I find when you give that little bit of line on the rod tip length there, it just means that when you hit it, it gives it a bit of a punch. Sometimes I'll do a double punch, little hits, sometimes 3 or 4, but then follow it with the glide because it's the glide generally where you get the hits.
This is the first soft plastic I ever fished with. I've always been bait fisherman before that. The very first time Ash introduced me to the Prawn Star, I used this. The first 6 trips that I went out, I didn't miss. I caught fish 6 trips in a row, fishing nothing but Prawn Star. No baits, no other soft plastics, just these things. Brim, flatty, jacks, you name it. These things every time. 6 in a row.
Now I'm just going to show you again just that taking the weight out. The real advantage there is it's pretty shallow water here up on this bank a little bit further, so I'm just going to cast into shallow water. I take that weight out, slip it in a pocket, I get into that shallower water. Off the bank there, little twitch. So now I'm casting into that snag, slowly working it out. Slow retrieve, and now I've got more time with it just sitting in the water column, so I can really sink it down to the base of the snag, and it's right in there amongst where the fish are going to be. I do recommend you work with attractants. Definitely use them on the Prawn Star. They won't affect the makeup and the materials, and they do add, if a fish hits it, it'll induce them to want to come back and have another hit. So definitely give it a crack with some of the attractants.
Oh!
Big fella. Look at that for a thumper. Hey! What a thumper. Nice flatty. Look at that for a flatty.
Oh, look at the colour.
Oh, how good's that? That's a big fish. Look at that. Check that for a fish out. Huge. Beautiful flathead. He swallowed that Prawn Star. Look at that in his gob.
Right.
Let's have a look at what Prawn Star actually does in the water. So let's get it in there. Let's have a look. Just notice it's slowly gliding along, it's going backwards there, but it's gliding, I'm slowly retrieving it. Twitch, twitch. So there's the Prawn Star, just gliding along in the current. Just like a prawn, and just naturally moving along the current, then twitch, twitch, twitch. Sink towards the bottom, slow retrieve, slow sinking, twitch, twitch. That's what a real prawn does. When it's trying to escape from a predator, twitch, 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 moving away from it. Slowly sink down with the current, twitch. So you can imagine if you're putting that in amongst a snag, and there's a fish there, you're able to get right into the snag. The anti-snag on Prawn Star is brilliant. That's the beauty of the way that these hooks are structured. They tuck in here, and it means that they're tucked out of the way, out of the danger zone. They're not swinging around loosely, and it means that you can get right in amongst the snags and not be concerned about getting snagged up all the time. If you do get snagged up, give the rod tip a few twitches, and it's quite often a couple of bigger hits, and that's enough to the Prawn Star, the actual flicking action, to actually disconnect the hooks from the structure. So definitely give it a go. You'll be surprised how often it comes off quite easily. Let's have a look at it underwater. All right, I'll get one more cast in there to finish up. One thing that I always recommend is be patient. Give Prawn Star a crack, give it 10 casts into a snag. If you think that's the most likely place for a fish to hold in an area, get 10, get 20 casts in there. Too often people will come and throw one cast in an area, even though it's the best looking part of the waterway, and they don't give the Prawn Star a fair chance to catch the fish that's really there. Sometimes they're not ready to hit that first cast you get in there. That 10th cast though, you're going to annoy a fish sufficiently that it's going to hit it. So put those extra casts in, it definitely does the miles. All right, I hope that's given you some good ideas on how to catch more fish on Prawn Star. I look forward to our next fishing outing. Thank you.